Welcome back. Will you be using the mobile app today? How can I help you?
Good morning. I need a number 2, please, large, with a coffee, 2 creams, 2 sugars. I need a large ice water and a sausage burrito with sauce, and that'll be it.
$11.54, first one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, my sister. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
I have a water. Thank you. That was a great turn. I need you to turn on your blinker and make a right turn on the street. Squeeze your brake. Good job. Turn hand to hand and move up slowly. Pull over to the left by the trash can for me, please. I talked to my client and I have permission to analyze the drive. My client wanted to learn how to drive to a destination, and I'm going to summarize it, and this is for educational purposes. We will not be showing the client's face today for privacy issues. The goal was to be able to go through a drive-through. The client was a little close to the drive-through window and cut it too sharp and almost went over the curb. Next, we got to the edge of the driveway. Then there was some nervousness and panic. I told the client to relax, take a couple deep breaths. Remember, the goal is to successfully drive on a morning commute that is stress-free. We were able to make a left turn when traffic cleared. I told the client to look left, right, and left, and when clear, go into the nearest lane. I felt like the client did that. Acceleration was a bit of a problem, as it is for many drivers. And what I need you to understand is driving is a process. It takes up to 10 years to learn how to drive. Can I tell the class, the audience, how old you are? They said yes. The client is 37 years old. So it really doesn't matter how old you are. You need to learn how to drive. The client has extreme anxiety. Can I explain more? They told me I can explain a little bit more. They've been through several traumatic events, several accidents. They are on medication. So what I need you to understand is this is a real process to pick up a person, get them in the vehicle, take them step by step. It takes a lot of work. And our goal was to be able to get on a morning commute as stress-free as possible. Let's talk about the speed control on the main thoroughfare and then getting on the expressway. Sorry about the noise. There's a semi-truck to our left. When you have someone who has extreme anxiety, you have to take step by step. Getting them out onto the road was a major accomplishment. Next, getting them to understand the goal of defensive driving was our next task. I thought we accomplished that most of the time. Occasionally, we were over-accelerating by cars, not giving us enough room, just in case a car or a truck makes a panic stop. I felt like we would have been too close and perhaps made contact. On the other side of the scale, I thought there was over-acceleration at times when we were in the left lane. I felt like we were out of control because the client was really gripping the wheel very hard. We both had tears in our eyes because this was a major breakthrough, again, to get the client out onto the road and get them to get into the morning traffic. That was the goal. Occasionally, traffic was going very fast. We were under speed, and there were 4 to 7 cars behind us, tailgating us. This car is equipped with dual mirrors and dual brakes, so occasionally I had to support them and get them over to the safe lane, which is perhaps the middle lane. The client was choosing to drive to the right, which is fine. It's their choice. I prefer my clients to be in the middle lane, and what you'll see is that we try to drive in the middle lane to stay smooth, to avoid getting cut off by cars and trucks merging on, which will cause us to panic, lose speed, drift to the left, drift to the right, oversteer, overgrip. Next, I saw the client not really checking blind spots sufficiently. And if you don't check blind spots sufficiently, you're going to cut off cars. So that's the next breakthrough that we need to work on is how do you check your blind spot? What do you need to do? Because beginners tend to grip the wheel and jerk the wheel, or they look over the wrong shoulder. So I had to support my client in checking blind spots. Next, I thought that the client was under speed a little too much for the driving environment, and I felt like we were a hazard. I can say that, right? They gave me permission to, because we're trying to build confidence and we're being very honest. You're going to hear a truck backing up. That's what that sound is. So it's extremely important that I take you step by step through the process. That also was really gripping the wheel very hard, not really getting that comfortable. The client wanted me to support them, help them, but minimal. Because if I am helping too much, you're not learning how to drive. You should be able to look at this video and understand that speed control is very important. Lane position is extremely important. And once you understand lane positioning and speed control, you're going to be more consistent. I thought the client did that 6 out of 12 times, but that's 50%, so we have to do better. We have pedestrians who are walking around. You'll see a pedestrian crossing their face. They always have the right of way. I think the client needs glasses because during my career, I see a lot of beginners that are just drifting left, drifting right. So that's another issue. The client is on anxiety medication. They prefer that I not tell you. So, did you take it in the morning? They said they did not take it, so that could have contributed to some of the stressful, inconsistent driving. Our goal is to get the client out, to be comfortable, be consistent in speed control and lane positioning. I thought they had pretty good lane positioning most of the time, occasionally drifting left or drifting right. The speed control was fair to good. The lane positioning I thought was okay. Speed control was mostly good. It was a little inconsistent in the left lane where you have to go faster. It was inconsistent in the middle lane because they were tailgating. It was a little inconsistent in the lane to the right, which you saw. And that's a normal journey. I think it's also important that you understand the goal of trying to, I think it's important that you understand the goal of trying to teach someone how to drive. You have to tell them what to do. We can't assume that someone knows what to do. I'm an educator, I'm an instructor, I'm a scientist. I'm a person who really is blessed to be in a position to teach people how to drive. And I try to be as consistent as possible. I'm human. But also the goal is to allow them to get their license and help them pass the road test, which I do content on also. I thought overall the client was pretty consistent most of the time. There's another pedestrian walking by, so you've got to stay out of their way. I thought most of the time the client was consistent on speed. but we were down 5 to 7 miles an hour, which does make a difference. I think when you look at these videos, you want to look at it from the perspective of a driver learning, a driver who wants to get better. We all need to get better, whether you have 5 years, 7, 12, 27, 47, 57, it really doesn't matter. You want to get better. You want to understand the hazards we have in an urban area, and we are in an urban area. If this was helpful, I need you to watch all the videos you can. Leave comments. Tell me what you want me to put together, and I will continue educating you. Thank you.